back. Welcome to another episode of Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. Today I want to have a concept car cigar conversation with y'all. You know, a lot of times, a lot of concept cars are designed, but they never come out. Some of them cars could have changed history. Some of them was just never fortunate enough to make it to the manufacturer to see the light of day. And we're going to talk about one of those cars today. We're going to talk about the Samsung CC1. Yeah, I know. You never heard of it. I know. But you will. Stick right there. We coming right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, everybody, yo, seriously, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Tell everybody about the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Word of mouth is how you build a brand. You dig what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody. Don't forget, we have all the merchandise. You already know what it is on the Etsy store. One of the newest shirts that I designed, Ownership and Profits. Ownership and Profits. It tells people from the moment you walk through the door, you're not here for the small talk. You're not here for the chit chat. You're only here for two things, ownership and profits. How can we talk about one of these two things so we can both make both our lives better and take care of our families in a better way that we're taking care of them now? That's what it's all about. Growth in every aspect of the word. Don't forget, hit the link on the Etsy store. Everything is there. You can purchase it. It'll be mailed directly to you, and it helps the channel. So I appreciate everybody. Okay, but now let's get into why we here. Concept cars. Cars that are really made for the future. Some of them make it, some of them don't. And I know everybody heard of this one particular brand called Samsung. All right, Korean company. Yeah, they actually attempted to make cars at one point in the 90s. Actually, they actually designed a four-door sedan that they never came out with. I don't even think they actually produced a vehicle at all. But they did produce one vehicle. Never made it to the streets, but it was a concept car. That's why it was called SCC, Samsung Concept Car 1. And this car, actually, I look at it like it was the older cousin to my 300ZX. Now, for all my Z32 people, to all my Z Club people, my Z Nation people, when y'all see the car, y'all know exactly what they did, right? But before we go into that, let's get this going, man. Let's get it going. We gotta get it going. Yeah. Now we can talk. When you see the vehicle, you see exactly what they did. What they actually did was take a whole bunch of ideas from different cars, and they basically went and just put together a car. They did not completely design this on their own. The car has things from everybody else. Okay, so let's get to the specs of the SCC1. All right, they took the Nissan V6 engine. They took the Z32 headlights. They basically made the back of the car look like a Lotus. The front of the car look like a Z. But it actually looks good. It looks good. You're going to get a chance to see the car completely. Matter of fact, I don't want to waste no time. I'm going to show y'all the car right now. And then when y'all come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. Welcome back. You see what I'm saying? You got to see what I'm saying. But let's go into it. 2.6 liter engine, V6, producing about 190 horsepower. Remember, this was 1997. You know, not exactly 200 horses, but fast enough to make it look fast on a 0 to 60, right? Probably 0 to 60 at, I'm going to assume this is not an official number, probably around 7 seconds, 8 second car, maybe 7 seconds, maybe a 6 second, but I'm thinking 7. So the thing about this vehicle, which makes it so unique, is the fact that some say They only made one. Some say they made 5. I want to talk about the fact of what's the value of it today. Now, the thing about it, if you own one of these right now, what kind of value would it have? It would only have value if there's a community for it. If there's no community for this vehicle, then it really wouldn't have that kind of value unless you're just a car enthusiast and you're saying, I want to have one of the first ones ever made that no one has ever drove. And also 5-speed manual. That's another thing that makes it very, very, very sexy. And the fact that can it be considered rare if it's never been heard of? Or would it only be rare if it has been actually put in production and there's maybe 100 of them on the planet? Nah, it's less than 5. So now let's talk about why they put some cars work and why some cars don't. The reason why this car did not work is because at the time, going through 1997, going into 98, 99, 2000s, the sports car thing wasn't really as popular as the 4-door sedan. The family cars was coming in heavy going into the 2000s. So they saw no reason to put it in full production because obviously it wasn't going to make money. But they did premiere it at certain auto shows, not in this country, but at the Seoul Auto Show, auto shows within that part of the world. Because it was buzzing. It was talked about because it looks so, and it reminds you of every sports car that was out, all packaged into one. Really, that's what it was. But let me tell you why it wouldn't work. Nobody believed in Samsung. Let's be very honest about that. Nobody believed that Samsung would sell with their name on this vehicle. They basically flushed the whole idea of it. Hyundai had a chance to buy them. They didn't buy them. Nissan had a chance to buy the company out. They didn't buy them. The only company that bought them was Renault. Renault bought them, but Renault only bought them because they really wanted to use the warehouses. They wanted the warehouses in that part of the world in Korea because they had other ideas for other cars. That's how that happened. But the question I have for all my audience in Cars, Golf, and Cigars, how do you feel about this particular car? How do you feel about concept cars, period? Are there concept cars out there that you're still waiting to see? One of the biggest ones that we're all waiting to see, of course, was the Tesla truck. But now I've heard they finally put 1 or 2 out there. I don't know if they really on the street or not. People actually own them with license plates on them or not. But that's the concept car that the whole world right now is waiting for. But I wanted you to be educated on this because a lot of times us as enthusiasts, we have car talk, but we don't go into the whole part about what makes a car valuable. A community. Now, the reason why I wanted to even do this episode is because it has a strong place in my heart because it's so close to the 300ZX. When you first look at it, you go, that's a 300, that's a Z? But then it's not. So I wanted to make sure that we shine the light on it for everybody else that's in the Z Nation, for everybody else that's actually part of the whole JDM and the Japanese supercar and sports cars world and community, and we can all look at it and be like, is this something that we would purchase? If we could. I don't know if we could, but if we could, will we get it? Will we get the SCC-1? But either way, I wasn't trying to keep you long on this one. Don't forget, go to my Etsy store, Mogul Mindset, one word, on Etsy. You can get your own shirts. And remember, you are seen before you are heard. So make sure when you walk into a room, people know exactly who you are and what you're about before you even have to introduce yourself. They should automatically understand the kind of respect that you are going to demand in that conversation. All right. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. Thank y'all so much. This is Cars, Golf, and Cigars. I'll see you on the next episode.